Well, we're just waiting on Alkali at this point in time. He's counting money? That's like masturbation for him.
Maybe.
So what, 30 seconds?
30 seconds. Another 10 if he wants to enjoy the afterglow.
You know the song about the liar, don't you?
Which song about the lawyer?
No, the liar. Same thing, liar,
Same,
lawyer.
yeah, same thing.
The Irishman, the drinking song. Yeah, sing with a really cheesy, phony Irish accent.
You mean like all the songs you sing?
Yeah, all the movies.
Okay. I don't know that one.
Oh, it's a fun one. I was born about 10,000 years ago in Belborough, in the county of Mayo. It was me who chased the vermin while St. Patrick preached a sermon, and I whooped the man that says it isn't so. There's no one who can tell a lie like me. You may search until you tire, but you won't find a better liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history. That's sort of my theme song.
So encouraging. Welcome to Monkey Knife Fights.
Yes, with the monkeys.
Alkali should be joining us as he walks in the room. The top hat took a walk. So what is Monkey Knife Fights? It is neither a knife fight, it does not have monkeys, I can't guarantee either one of those things. It is myself and friends sitting up here and being crude, lewd, and socially unacceptable on microphones over the course of the hour.
Talk the S's.
Tonight on the panel we have, to my left, Uncle Cage.
Close enough.
To my right,
Drunk.
Wasn't that good a second ago?
Otherwise known as Alkali. Over there on the corner, running things and going in and out in a lizard suit, the Bulge Dragor. Normally we'd start with a topic, and I have a topic tonight.
Oh, how's your topic?
Somebody walked up to someone today and said, I don't know why Boozy is guest of honor, he's not even a real furry. Now, luckily, this person who reported it back to me said he's been here 2 years and he does weird shit for money, so I think he's a furry now. But I realized that they were somewhat correct. My furry pedigree is not yet established.
I want to sit back down, please.
So in this bag, I have $69 worth of furry porn.
If any of these pages are sticky, I will never forgive you.
Gentlemen. Oh my God. Holy shit. That's the good shit.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Wash your hands.
Yeah, I have that.
Once upon a time, there lived an eternal being of light, a unicorn. A pure creature whose presence was enhanced by the forest he lived in. Despite his beautiful and peaceful home, he was endlessly, oh, that unicorn's hung like a horse.
Well, yeah. I mean, what do you expect it to be hung like?
I'm not sure, there's a forest deer, and now the unicorn's being cornholed.
I'm sorry, hold on. What the hell is a forest deer? What is this?
It's this thing right here, and
oh dear! Oh, forest deer!
Looking at the genitals, I'm gonna say its closest living relative is an elephant.
And everyone he fucks never forgets.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, we're still cornholing the. Oh, it's got wings. There's a wolf with wings and a giant cock. Woo!
Should I read the dialogue here?
Yeah, sure.
That's a fine tasting cat. Earth, Ethan, I think I'm gonna. Oh God, Ethan, ah. It was really good.
Oh, here's what Shakespeare. Sir, where is your clothing? What's clothing? It's cloth that covers your body. Why would I want to cover my body? That's actually a very good question. Why don't you come inside? It's exactly what you think.
I got to admit, I have not seen this many tits in one place before.
So
Are you
tight.
still reading yours? Oh, he is.
I can make it feel even better. Purr. Like that, don't you?
You know,
Think you're ready?
I don't know.
Just do it.
I don't know what the two of you are reading. I have a travel brochure because I am definitely looking at a picture of the Eiffel Tower in front of me. The Eiffel Tower is dirty.
Oh, bonus content.
My bonus content has a mini comic where the unicorn impales the human with its horn during sex.
What?
Oh, you found one of my comics.
And the human screams, "Why am I bleeding a rainbow?"
Can I have that when you're done?
Is that Deadpool?
Funny you should mention it because the very next picture is the unicorn jerking off holding a Deadpool doll.
Yeah.
Oh my
Not
God.
shitty.
Yeah, it
Not
is.
shitty.
Holy crap.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Wow.
Want to get some sexy art? Talk to my sub here.
Hey baby, listen, I'm sorry, but we're slammed at the office and I have to work late tonight. I'll make it up to you, I promise.
So, what is the title of this? Magical Unicorn Sex Adventure.
Yeah, the funny thing is I told somebody the title and they said, "What's it about?" And I feel it's somewhat fucking self-explanatory, don't you?
I think the title of mine should be "It Has a Dick?" Question mark? Because I'm fairly certain there have been some inanimate objects in here that have grown. Oh, they were casting a dick ritual. Yeah,
A dick ritual!
the dick ritual has been cast.
Please no one say that one around my kids.
Too late.
All right.
This one's all sound effects. Plurk, slurp, lurk, ha,
Hey, can I get some under wings on?
Okay. Credit where it is due. This comic has exactly 2 pieces of dialogue in it. The first one is the first panel, Initiate 1, please step into the circle. Then this many pages of hardcore porn ending with, it is done. That is all of my dialogue.
Well, show don't say, right? So what do you think? I've got $69 of furry porn. Do I pass the test now?
have you jerked off over it?
Why do you have to say over it?
That's a donation question.
That is a donation question.
How much?
You take cards?
50
Do I
bucks.
take cards?
50
For
bucks.
what, the jerking off or the charity?
50 bucks, he'll jerk
Because
off.
one of those things is prostitution.
50 bucks and he'll jerk off.
What the fuck is
50 bucks and he'll jerk off. Make with the money, you people. There it is.
Shouldn't you be talking about a legal
Thank you
disclaimer?
very much. He will jerk off in the privacy of his room later on. Thank you very much.
It's an 18+ panel, and that means I can call you an asshole.
It's an 18+ panel. That means he can try to pay to see your asshole, so watch it.
This panel brought to you by Knob Creek Distilleries.
Remember, when you're thirsty, slop the knob.
I would like to remind you there is a rum called The Knot. I'm getting you a bottle, and you're taking it. It's not rum?
Oh, wait. If you get me a rum...
Oh, I thought it was rum.
Okay, if you give me that, I'll swab the knob, and then I'll take the knot.
This is working out well.
Can I have one of your DSs?
What?
I want one of your DS.
Oh, the cupped asses?
Yeah. Thank you.
So how's everybody's adventure going? All right. Everybody getting drinks? Yeah. Are you going to the sponsors lounge and partaking of the free beer?
Has anyone done a keg stand yet? That was the proper response. Thank you so much.
Has anybody asked about the convention's insurance liability limits yet?
No.
Should we have? What are they?
As an attorney, yes, you definitely should know that.
As a convention runner, no, you should forget about the last portion of this show and go back to your business.
So I have sad news. If you've seen the show before, you are aware of the crawfish known as Sheila. Rabbi Moyle, snip, snap,
Snip.
Snap, snap.
Rabbi Sheila has passed on to the next realm.
She'll be cutting foreskins in heaven. That's what I assume she did.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
More or
You're
less.
assuming she went to heaven.
Well,
If you-
Jews don't believe in hell.
It works out way easier that way. We're
So-
just hedging our bets.
What happens if you're a Jew and you're a bad person?
You get rich.
Did I set that up or what?
Thank you.
Memory
Oh.
of Rabbi Sheila.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Snip,
Oh, snip, snap. If you don't know the story of Rabbi Sheila, we told that one at For Reality.
For reality.
For reality.
Which was a while ago, so you should tell it again.
Yep, my youngest daughter is very, very intelligent, which is how I know my wife was fucking the milkman. She, in about a year and a half ago, at the end of the school year, finished top of her class and got to take home the class pet, which was a crawfish they had been raising throughout the year. Now, when that crawfish came home, it was the exact same weekend that Uncle Kage came to visit.
Coincidentally enough.
So Uncle Kage and I had done what Uncle Kage and I do, which is drink copious amounts of things. And we had gone to bed, not together.
No, yeah, thank you. I was sleeping with his hooker.
My cat. My cat was sleeping with my hooker. You were in the room watching.
And taking pictures.
So we go to bed. My wife had stayed up with the children for a little bit because they were not yet ready to go to sleep. About 2 a.m., my tiny wife flips the bed and bodily throws me to the floor. As I land on the floor...
Could we have a visual, by the way? Could your tiny wife stand up so people can...
Yeah, is she in here?
Yes.
My tiny wife
Is that-
flips our bed.
Stand up, QM. Oh, I'm sorry.
And knocks me onto the floor. I land on the floor and she screams, "Don't move, the crawfish is loose." 2 questions. 1, I think it would have been better in that case if you had let me stay in the fucking bed. 2, I sleep in the nude and there is now something with claws running around on the same floor I'm on. We located the crawfish. We placed the crawfish back in the crawfish's container. The next morning, this gentleman wakes up. He goes downstairs. We have a Keurig coffee maker. He's made himself coffee. He's sitting at the kitchen table. I walk in wearing boxers, thankfully. I walk by. He goes, "Did you sleep well?" I said, "The crawfish got loose."
And I went, what?
But Sheila has now passed on to the next realm. Sheila is no longer with us, which is why we now have rats.
You have also joined Club Rat.
We have also joined Club Rat.
Let me guess, Dixie?
Dixie,
Dixie.
my kids collect animals now.
We are not calling Dixie a rat. I don't know how that came out right there.
Dixie has?
My family on the way to First Square, your convention,
Thank
formerly
you.
your convention, stopped to visit Dixie, Fox and Pepper's manager. I got a text message from my wife while I was sitting at the office that just said, "We have rats now." And when I sent back once, she said, "What?" She said, "I'll tell you more at the convention." because she knew if she let the kids bond with them first, I wouldn't have the heart to get rid of them. Which is how we've now ended up with chickens.
Wait, what?
Chickens.
Wasn't it rats a moment ago?
It was rats as well.
You need to get a rooster and call him Uncle Coffee.
Do rats hatch into chickens?
I swear to fuck if there's more chickens in there.
You're a chemist.
My wife got chickens at a convention.
Well, there's medications for that.
They were not able to adopt them out. My wife's family has a farm. We adopted the chickens and 2 ducks. We named the ducks Xander and Alkali. It's amazing. Alkali's an asshole, and Xander just kind of sits around and eats all day. So
Polar opposites.
Which one's the cock?
They are what they eat.
we named the chickens Baby Pandas and Baby Dragor.
How bald is Baby Drago?
Actually, Baby Dragor's a cuddler.
He seems like he would be, doesn't it? Real
Yeah.
Dragor's a biter.
I know way too much about your sex life.
That's not sex, he just bites.
But it was, if you watch, I stream on Twitch, and I'm sitting on a Twitch stream about a week after this happens, and my phone dings, and I look down, and it's a message from my wife. And she had gone to a Girl Scout meeting with our youngest daughter, and said, we'll be on our way home soon, the meeting just ended. And I sent back, okay, do you mind picking up dinner on the way? She goes, sure, and then all ran together as one word, by the way, I bought 6 more chickens, bye.
Have you considered blocking her on your phone?
It doesn't matter. That just means I don't get any warning.
I think there's a
Yeah.
hyena bearing gifts.
Ooh.
Oh,
Deutschland says hi.
Hello, Deutschland.
oh, it's a shirt with the
Turn it around.
Please say it says I bought another 8 chickens on it.
Chicks ride free. Oh, honey, there's one for you, too.
take the price tag off.
Chicken life.
This is amazing.
I should change it to that.
It's not going to fit you.
You know, Sue, I can already tell I like you because first off, you did this, and second off, once Boozy said, I can tell he's not mine, and my wife must be screwing the mailman, Sue, without turning towards QM, just posted for the high five. QM returned it, and Sue slowly put her hand down while staring at Boozy. You are my hero.
Oh, Sue is an enabler. Like, Sue, stand up, stand up. Stand up. All right. I would say, a while back, my youngest flushed a Thomas the Tank Engine down our toilet.
He thought he could. He thought he could.
Now,
He thought he could.
I had, at this point, had just gotten released off of bed from having my hip broken in the car accident, so I couldn't be as much help as I normally would in that situation. My darling wife got the Thomas out. The toilet still would not flush. She took the toilet completely off the seal. We worked a snake through it a few times. We got one shampoo bottle out. The toilet still would not flush. We discovered there was another shampoo bottle, one of those flat hotel shampoo bottles stuck in there.
What are you feeding your children?
Hotel shampoo bottles. I would think this is clear by now. So it wouldn't flush. So we're sitting there like, well, shit, we have to be able to actually poop. So, and the people at the Turkey Hill down the street are getting really tired of me.
Oh my God.
So we do what everyone did, like, okay, well, we got to get a new toilet. I mentioned it on stream. Benny and Sue ordered a new toilet to our house. I had mentioned we needed to get a new toilet on a stream the day before we were going out to buy one. They're like, there's one there for you to pick up now. I have shit angels, everybody. My youngest daughter got on a stream and talked about crawfish for 40 minutes. There is a look parents get when your kids are talking about something that's really interesting to them, but you don't give a shit about it. It is, 40 fucking minutes my kid is doing this. My kid is doing this for 40 fucking minutes because Sue back there was tipping her $1 and saying, I want to ask another crawfish question. For 40 fucking minutes. I turned off tips so we could move along. 3 days later, I'm at the office. My wife sends me a photo of something, and she says, this was just delivered to our house. And all it is a poorly wrapped package with Chinese symbols on it. A, I'm very aware that some of you assholes have found out my address. B, it's a little worrying to get a duct-taped package from China when you're not expecting anything. So I send her back a message that simply reads, don't open it until I get home. Because I was like going to take it in the back fucking yard and open it away from people. She had already opened it. She sent me a picture. It was a 5-foot-long stuffed crawfish.
Wrapped in duct tape.
My God. I can't tell if you're my friends or you hate me.
Frenemies.
Frenemies.
You didn't continue the story about the commode.
Oh, the toilet? Yeah, we fixed the toilet. That's the end of the story. We went and got a new toilet and put it on. And, oh shit, honey, the old toilet's still on the back porch. The neighbors probably think we're white trash.
Judging by the beginning of your story, you're probably using it as a toy chest.
And thus ends the Game of Thrones.
Shitting, I'll be shitting, Thomas the Tank. Wanking and spanking with shampoo.
No, you do not masturbate with shampoo. You know this.
Yeah, I know. I was young too. I couldn't always afford lube. You learn things.
Yeah, there are people, I love how like every time we hit new topics, somebody else walks out of the room. I'm like, yeah, that's probably for
Sorry,
the
what's wrong with
best.
masturbating with shampoo?
Yes! The greatest thing I ever heard at a FurCon was walking down a hallway and hearing somebody screaming from a random room, Head and Shoulders is not lube. Soft learned if you used it for more than 2 minutes.
But it takes care of that pubic dandruff
Oh,
so
really
well.
That's not dandruff, it's actually...
No!
What?
If you use it during a blowjob, is it just head?
If you can get shoulders out of it too, dude, wow.
From the makers of Head and Shoulder, just head.
Well, you're not supposed to use Head and Shoulders, you use Johnson's baby shampoo.
Oh, honey, if there's going to be no more tears in my sex, why bother?
Johnson's No More Tears baby shampoo is a fucking lie. I have 4 kids. They will cry if you get it in their eyes.
Wait!
Well-
Hold on! What the fuck?
Exactly. Was this an experiment that you did? Let's see if there's truth in advertising. Hold still, child.
Problem, they don't hold still.
Speaking of kids, it's really like my life is somebody's like, Boozy, does this stuff really happen? And the sad part is yes, this shit really does happen. My life is a fucking horrible, surreal sitcom written by David Lynch at times. Like I have normal days and then something out of the blue happens. And it throws it up. Like earlier this week, we're sitting in the living room, we're watching television. We knew we had a con that we were leaving for on Thursday. So we were like, hey kids, why don't we just do sandwiches for dinner tonight and we'll fix like the jambalaya or something tomorrow. And they go, oh, okay. And my kids go in the kitchen to fix sandwiches while my wife and I sit on the couch. And my sweet, tiny little daughter walks in and looks at me and says, Daddy, yeah, there's a strange little girl in a red dress on the porch. I said, what? She goes, there's a small girl in a red dress just standing on our back porch looking in.
Is your next door neighbor Stephen King?
I swear to God, it was just like that. We looked outside and sure enough,
Stanley Kubrick, you asshole.
there was a girl who was like 2 years old standing on our back porch in a red dress. And we're out there and we're like, sweetie, where do you live? We've never seen this child before. Where do you live, sweetie? She doesn't answer us. Where's your mama? She doesn't answer us. My wife picks her up and is trying to get her to show us where her house is. She doesn't answer. We run her out front. I put on shoes. I go out front. We're getting ready to get on the porch. I'm like, should we call the police? And we turn around and here comes one of our neighbors holding another little girl wearing red sweatpants and no shirt. We now have 2 non-speaking children, about 2 years old, standing on our front porch. We're freaking the fuck out. Okay? Nobody, like, we're like, what happened? She's like, I don't fucking know. I came upstairs from painting the basement. There was a little girl without a shirt staring at my back door. Like, there are several options here. None of them are good, and one of them is possibly aliens. So, we're sitting here, we're trying to figure out what to do now. Remember, I am a officer of the court. I am admitted to the Pennsylvania courts. I am held to a standard of expectations. And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, we got to call the fucking cop. Like, I was like, we should take them inside. It's chilly out. I'm like, go get them a fucking coat. We're not taking some weird kids in our house. That's how I go to jail. That's like how the cops show, what'd you do when you found the children? I took them inside, officer.
Where the head and shoulders was.
So as we're trying to, like, I'm getting ready to call the police, I turn around, here comes another fucking neighbor carrying another fucking little child wearing a red shirt, a diaper, and no pants. I look at this neighbor, same deal. Kid looks about 2-3 years old, is not talking. I look at this neighbor, and I go, where'd you find them? They're like, they were on the fucking back porch staring into the kitchen.
Collect the whole set.
Yeah, exactly. So we have these 3 kids on our porch. My wife went inside, got a shirt and pants, put them on, the ones who didn't. They obviously knew each other. Like, they were playing and laughing with each other. And I'm thinking, okay, they're 2 to 3 years old. They should have some words by now. And I start, sweetie, where do you live? And they're just staring at me. The town that we live near, the city area that we live in is very, very heavily Hispanic. I mean, we're talking like 80% Hispanic in that area. So I have like a little bit of Spanish. Like, does anybody here speak Spanish? Okay.
No.
Soy norteamericano, quiero hablar a mi abogado. That is the most important Spanish phrase. Memorize it right now. Soy norteamericano, quiero hablar a mi abogado. Do you know what it means? I am an American citizen. I want to speak to my attorney. But I'm sitting there, I'm going, me llamo John, te llama? And they're just staring at me. ¿Dónde está la casa? Or su casa? Staring at me. ¿Dónde está su mamá? Just staring at me. I'm like, shit, these kids might actually be aliens. But like, not the type I was thinking about earlier.
Oh, you mean legal aliens?
So I call the police, obviously, because at this point it's been like 30 fucking minutes. And like, if it was my kids, I would be like speeding around. Our town's not big. Speeding around the town, screaming their names, looking for them. And no one's come by like that. And now I've got 3 kids, 2 neighbors, me and my wife on the front porch trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. I call 911. 911 patches me through to my local 4-officer police department who's like, you found 4 mute kids wandering the neighborhood. Yeah, how old did you say they were? About 2 years old. So 4 mute toddlers, half-dressed, just wandering the neighborhood with no parents. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll get there when we can. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? You'll get there when you can is right fucking fucking now. Like, dude, I know my town. There's nothing else going on here. What are you doing, officer? He pulls up. He is looking at me very suspiciously. I look at my wife, I'm like, honey, could you go get our kids out of the house so he sees I didn't steal these children? I have my own. I don't need to take someone else's. She does. He calms down. He takes my information. She's like, yeah, their mom has been looking for them. I guess I better call her. Like, he is in no fucking hurry, by the way.
Oh my God.
He brings out his cell phone. He calls her, and it's just, Miss Martinez, not her real name. Miss Martinez, I have your children. It didn't strike me until later that he did not preface this statement with, this is the police. He just called somebody. Your kids are missing, and I have them. Come to and gives her my address.
Sorry.
I'm a little fucking worried at this point. Now, what comes up the street is a very distraught young woman who, like the police officers that are, oh, we should call child services. I'm thinking, you can't keep your eye on kids, especially like triplets and shit. That's difficult. Especially if you have other children, which this woman obviously did. It is difficult. However, maybe before your kids go on adventures, you should make sure they're fully dressed and have, like, your address taped to their back. It worked for us when our kids were small. I mean, every time they wandered off unsupervised, somebody brought them right back.
You had the address taped to their back?
This story brought to you by child tattoos.
I'm just picturing the strip of duct tape across.
You know what they should do? They should do what they do with pets. They should microchip your children. Like right after they spay and neuter them. Just right there at the end.
You're sleeping on the sofa tonight from that look I just saw. You are definitely sleeping on the sofa tonight.
Your room has a sofa?
My room does have a sofa, actually. Like last night I made a joke, so I was like, oh, you're going to have to sleep on the couch when you get home. I'm like, joke's on you, there's a sofa in the room.
She's not even going to let you in the room. Okay, you can sleep in my room. I'll sleep with your wife. In the room. Let me start this again. Never mind, I'm going to shut up.
Take the wife, take the kids, buddy. That's...
Sue, I swear to God,
No deal if I can't have the crawfish.
How many people in here have children?
I do.
How many people in here want children? Okay, I've got 4, so see me after the show, because I've got a couple to spare.
You know, you mentioned these kids in red.
Can I sell them for charity?
Yes.
I just saw this movie called Us, where like these weird little kids dressed in red showed up outside. I was like,
That's where I thought it was going.
yeah.
Yeah, no, this is the shit that actually happens in my house. My house can be an interesting place at times. My son, my youngest son, he is 3 years old now. He has to date run off with the Wi-Fi router
Yes,
in the middle of the street.
little fucker.
He has turned off the Xbox in the middle of the street. He has unplugged the camera in the middle of the street. He has removed the camera from the tripod and waved it around the room in the middle of the street.
How many microphones has he eaten?
Well, we're getting to that because the other day I walked in and the little shit had completely disassembled my microphone and lost the pieces.
If your previous stories are any indication, they're in the toilet.
Incidentally, I want to break in here. This is a charity event, and a lot of people have walked out. Oh, suddenly they're walking out. Give us your fucking money, okay? This is a charity
Where the hell did
event.
your hat go?
We're legitimately looking for it.
Wait, what do you mean? What the hell?
I'll throw the charity cup out there, pass it around the room.
Did that cup used to have booze in it?
No.
Good. Oh, thank you.
I don't have any pockets. Is there paper
Ah.
to send
Hello, Q.
Thank you.
You know Q, don't you, Boozy?
Thank you so much.
You know Q, don't you?
Sweet.
Oh, yeah. Everybody.
Is there a PayPal we can send it to?
I don't have any
Yeah.
Actually, charity.
Yeah. Yeah, I am charity, but I have no idea whether they have a PayPal or not.
Thank you, dear. See, here's the thing. I love hearing your stories about how stupid things happen in your house. In my house, things happen because we're stupid. Boozy is talking about the rats that he got from Dixie. Now, those rats, I believe you have what? The 2 boy rats?
Yep.
Okay, so
Girl rats.
you have 2 girl rats. Okay, we have his 2 girl rats, sisters. Because Dixie had a litter of like 6. So me.
Could you rephrase that, please?
So rats fucked a lot. Then little baby rats came, and then me and my roommates bought the wrong cage. See, we had room. We thought, well, we don't want these rats to get big and fat like Alkali. We better give them someplace to exercise, and we bought a nice 3-layer cage for them to run around in. And I forgot something. If a rat can fit its skull through something, it can fit its whole body through something.
I don't like where this is going.
We have 2 free-range rats in my house. We have learned to live with 2 free-range rats, and we have learned interesting things about our 2 free-range rats.
Like where they can fit their skulls.
Everywhere. The second thing, they are tougher than Mia.
So what you're telling me is Richard Gere wants to come visit your house?
A little bit. The first day I found out that this was going to be a large problem, I walk into the kitchen, and in the corner of the kitchen, next to my boo shelf, is where the cage is. And standing on top of the cage is one of the rats, and as I walk in, it just kind of puts its 2 back paws up as if to say, uppies. And I look, and I don't see her sister. Like, well, where's your... On the top of the bottle of Jaeger, on the top of my boo shelf, is a rat standing perfectly still. And all I know is, oh, I hope you sober up before Miko goes home or he's going to yell at me. Yeah, we have free-range rats.
When you said that, were you talking to yourself or to the rats?
I talk to most inanimate objects in my house. Alexa's a bitch, but the rats are very polite.
The best part of going to his house, he has Alexa in every room. And when I went over, it was a few months, April of last year, wasn't it? Yeah, around this time last year, actually. And he invited me over. I went out there. I was part of the fire show, but my hip was not even as good as it is now. And very, very graciously, Alkali and Xander let me sleep in their room instead of in the guest room in the basement. And as they were showing me, they say, okay, when you want to turn the lights off, just say, Alexa, Dragon room lights and the off, and they'll turn off. They were showing me how the Alexa, there's like an Alexa in every fucking room in the house, right? Hey, did you guys know you can make Alexa just repeat shit that you say? You can just say, Alexa, announce. And every Alexa in the house will announce it.
No one slept that night.
Like you can yell in the bathroom, Alexa, announce I'm peeing. And every Alexa in the house will just go, I'm peeing!
Wash your hands!
Wash your hands!
Here's the beautiful, here's the thing
Holy
about
shit,
Alexa.
that was very Philadelphia.
Sorry. I moved. We found out that you can program things into the Alexa, so we have a few things set up in the house, like our living room now. Alexa, it's showtime. It turns off everything in the house, turns on a little rock light that we have in the living room, and then says, enjoy your popcorn, fat ass. So it's, it's really helpful. But my favorite is Batman. You see, a long time ago, I came home, and Miko met me at the door like this. You want to go see Batman? Yes. Yes, I do want to go see Batman, because you look really high. And we went on a walk. We went on a walk down the block to the graveyard at the end of my street, turned the corner to the parking lot, at a chiropractic facility. Oh, it gets weirder. We walk over to a light post, and at the bottom of this light post, there's the box that all the stuff is inside. And Miko grabs the light post and lifts the box off the light post in the middle of a parking lot next to Pulaski, a very busy street. And all I can think of is, man, your drug dealer's an idiot. Inside there was a pill bottle. Inside this pill bottle was a piece of paper. And at the top of it said, "Hi, I'm Batman, and you found me. Have a great day." And there were hundreds of names. It's a geocaching site. It was amazing. I thought it was the coolest thing. And we went back to the house. And we're like, you know what? We need to celebrate. So we got weed. And instead of saying, hey, we want to go outside, Xander looked at us, and I'm going to move the microphone away. He goes, hey, guys, I'm Batman! Okay. So we set up the Alexa that when you say, I'm Batman, it turns off all the lights in the house and says, hope the cops don't come.
Speaking of which, hey, Alkali.
Yo.
What's legal in Minnesota? What's legal in Minnesota? Cheese. What's legal in Michigan? Hey, Alkali.
Batman is.
Hey, Alkali.
Yo.
What'd we do last night?
Okay, let me say it the way I would say it in Chicago. We ended up ordering 30 White Castles. That should be enough of a hint to figure out what the fuck happened last night. Because
I get it.
10 White Castles? That means you were hungry. 20 White Castles? That means you're fat. 30 White Castles!
Means you had an entire case of Head and Shoulders.
Let me,
Just the shoulders.
let me. I am an upstanding officer of the court, and that means that I do not.
Notice he felt the need to say that, right?
I do not engage or promote the usage of illicit substances in any part of my life or your life at any point in time. However, it's not an illicit substance here.
This gentleman.
It had been 9 years. 9 years. I told him that. He looked at me. I have no fucking clue what he said. But what I heard was, oh, you're in for a ride because I laced this shit with lidocaine. Now, that is not what he said.
No.
At all. But I stopped and I said, did you say, just exactly like this, did you say you laced this with lidocaine? No, I said this. I said, oh, okay. Because I thought you said you laced it with lidocaine, and I was thinking, my God, he's killed us all. He looks at me, he goes, you are very calm for a man who thinks I just poisoned you. I'm going, well, at this point, what the fuck will I be able to do about it? By the way, where's our White Castles? Like, no shit, that was a $70 White Castle order. It was 2 crave cases, 2 20-piece chicken rings.
There were so many chicken asshole rings. So many damn chicken asshole rings.
Impossible burgers, a huge bag of fries. I'm sitting there like, he's like, oh, they're gonna be pissed. I'm like, bullshit. It is White Castle at 2:30 in the morning. That order came in and the manager's like, hurry the fuck up, some motherfuckers need munchies.
You stormed the fucking castle.
I woke up this morning. I woke up this morning, my mouth tasted like chicken rings, onions, and regret.
Chicken rings? I'm not going to ask. Never mind.
Chicken asshole rings. We all know what part
Those
they're made
called
of.
cloaca.
Oh my God. What time did everybody get up this morning?
8 a.m.
Didn't you like the con-wide alarm?
It was first wall.
No convention without a fake
No shit, in my room it went attention, 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 and I started to get out of bed. It's like, this is an emergency. Please exit the building. I'm like, okay, let me put on some pants. I'm starting to stand there. It goes, you cannot use the elevators. I'm like, well, fuck it, I'll just burn here and lay back down.
Actually, you did that wrong. Did everybody hear what I heard? Attention, attention, attention. This is an emergency. You cannot use the elevators. Just leave, okay? The guy sounded bored.
It's still better than the Anthro Crossroads East Day Convention in North Carolina was held this year. I did not arrive until 1 a.m. that Friday night. Morning. And when I arrived, the fire alarm had just gone off. Like, I pulled in right as everyone was pouring out of the hotel. So I got out of the car all excited. I'm like, this is the best welcome I've gotten, in a while. Thanks, guys. And they're like, who the fuck are you? The fire alarm went off. But from what I understand, the fire alarm there was like very polite. Like, there wasn't a ton. It was just like, attention, there is an emergency in the hotel. Please go to the nearest exit and wait for the all clear. Thank you.
You have to remember, this is North Carolina. Very, very southern hospitality.
Yeah.
Y'all just want to leave the hotel now on account of we might be having us a fire. So just make your way downstairs, have some biscuits.
Now I got news for you. If that's what your fire alarm sounds like, we're all gonna fucking die because it won't wake any of us up.
That's why they lost the war.
As a matter of fact, when I was looking around the crowd outside of that hotel that evening, which by the way only had one entrance and exit at the time, there was somebody who was in that hotel that was noticeably lacking because they did not evacuate during the fire alarm, Uncle Kage.
That's because I'm in emergency services. I know the difference between a northern fire alarm and a southern fire alarm.
The story I heard from security is they kept pounding on your door and couldn't wake you up.
I had taken my sleeping medicine.
Riesling? Riesling PM?
Yes, Riesling PM. The thing is, I dragged my poor sorry ass out of bed. I'm like, fucking fire alarm. And I was, okay, I'm Uncle Kage. I'm not going downstairs in my underwear or my pajamas. I had to iron my shirt, and I had to make sure I had a tie that matched the handkerchief in the pocket. And by the time I had my wardrobe all ready to go, they gave the all clear. So that's my story.
It is amazing how differently all of us react to fire alarms. You stayed in bed, I chose life, so I started working my way out of the room. But Dragor, holy shit. Dragor loves life because he was having none of this shit. That fire alarm went off, and I had been awake slightly before that, for reasons we're not going to talk about. Because I was still high from the night before, asshole.
Riesling PM.
Riesling PM. I heard the alarm go off, and there was just enough light in the room to see Dragor, little Dragor, attempt to throw the blankets off of him to get out of the bed. Have you guys been sleeping in the beds in this hotel? They tuck you in tight at this hotel. You don't just throw off these blankets. So he had a war with his comforter for a few minutes. Almost fell out of bed. On the dismount from the bed, went right into his underwear, and I shit you not, said the following line to Xander. Xander, cover your shame and get outside. We're hot enough that we can pull this off. I slightly sat up in bed. Dragger looked at me and goes, we'll miss you. Is my microphone super hot? Am I like booming in the
Yes.
crowd? I'll figure this out. You guys talk. Sorry.
So,
Alkali, some of us were in the shower this morning when the fire alarm went off.
Thank you.
I was on the toilet.
Hold on. If you're in the shower, that sounds like the safest place. Isn't that like a shield for the fire?
Except we don't know if it's a fire, chemical attack, or what. And since the third floor is below me, everything smells like chlorine.
Yes, we noticed that. We're going down the stairwell. It's like, shit, I smell chlorine. Oh, fuck.
Not to mention the stairwell I'm in is leaking below the third floor.
Yeah, that mysterious liquid that we couldn't identify.
Exactly.
It's like it was coming from a pipe that had no label, and it's
So
like,
it wasn't just coming from a pipe, it was spewing when I went down it this morning.
Does the hotel provide head and shoulders to all the rooms?
apparently they do.
I'll tell you what, I really do like this hotel. It's very nice. Have any of you had the good fortune of being in the elevator with me this weekend?
Please shower.
Let me tell you how I've been handling
Was this
elevator
before or
rides.
after the White Castle?
Let me tell you how I've been handling elevator rides all weekend. I get in the elevator, and if another person climbs in with me, like more than one person climbs in with me, and we're going up more than 2 floors, the second the doors close, I look at them and I go, okay, we should just get this out of the way now. If the elevator gets stuck, we should pick a pee corner. The thing is they actually then discuss it and we decide upon a pee corner.
Did you expect anything less?
And then, as we get to the floor that I'm getting off on, if there's more people in the elevator and the door's open, I go, whew. Thank God that it didn't get stuck. But if it had, at least we knew we were prepared and walked the fuck off. I want to remind you, not everybody in this hotel is here for this convention.
I was just gonna say, those poor nuns.
I'm giving people stories. Because I did this with people from the Jewish wedding party that was here on Friday. How much you want to bet one of them's like, there was a weird guy on the elevator, but I tell you what, he planned ahead.
Several people have actually gotten stuck on the elevator.
Oh, I'm aware. Like, I was thinking about that. I was thinking, the elevators get stuck, and I was thinking about the elevator in my old college dorm, which would regularly get stuck in between floors. So frequently that my friends and I would take lawn chairs and place them in front of the one elevator in our elderly dorm. Like, this dorm was ancient. And if they got stuck in between our floor and the next floor, we'd pry the door open just a little bit and shove Pizza Hut thin sliced pizza through it to them.
You're a dick, you know?
Yeah, we really were. We were assholes. If I get stuck in the elevator, I fucking deserve it. I just want to make this. But that's why we designate the P corner. Because you don't want to be fighting about that shit later on. If you talk to people in elevators and they don't know you, they get really uncomfortable really quickly. Because I think it's like the natural human response. The door has closed. Everybody has chosen a floor above the 15. You're all in there together for a while, so if you start talking to them about weird shit, they don't know how to react, but they know they don't want to piss you off because you could be the crazy guy with the knife. So I'm in the elevator today as I'm going up to my room, and everybody else is right above my room. But everybody in the elevator, they just kind of naturally went to the back wall and left a big open space in the middle. And we got right above the 3rd floor, and I went, well, it's nice to know we're all of the same mind on making sure we have a deathmatch space.
You're mean. You can be more subtle with people on elevators.
These are furries. I am not going to be subtle at all.
I'm talking about the non-furries.
You all miss subtle. Oh, the non-furries? Well, fuck them.
No. Okay,
Who do you think I am that I care about the approval of the other guests in the hotel? Kage 1999?
You know that when I travel, I tend to dress in proper attire, and I usually wear either a fedora or a bowler.
Yes.
And if I arrive at the convention and I'm in an elevator and it's obvious there are non-furries in there, I get in the elevator and I turn and I face the door. When the door is closed, I just kind of glance at the person next to me and I say, The red rooster crows from the bark of the barn at the bend of the morning. He looks at me and says, "You are not Alexei? Never mind." Then I get off the elevator and just walk away.
We're joking about this. Please do not fucking freak out the normal people in the hotel.
Yes, we're professionals. Leave it to us.
I will tell you, this man did one of the classiest things I've ever seen. At Tiny Paws last year, he showed up, and there were 2 separate wedding parties in the hotel that night. He went to the front desk and ordered room service to send up a bottle of champagne to each of the newlyweds with a note that read, what did it read? From your furry friends downstairs.
I charge you the con.
So,
It's called public relations, folks.
yeah. So I mean, like, please don't get on the elevator and scare normal people.
Yes, as I said, leave that to us. We're professionals.
Like, we can laugh it off. The very first furry convention that I went to was Furthermore. And I'm in the elevator, I was wearing like a suit, not that type of suit, a real suit. Not that type of real suit,
Like this one?
like this. And I looked really, really normal, and I had the badge on my belt, and my suit jacket was covering it, and I got on, and there were a bunch of fursuiters on the elevator, and they all got off. And there was a little elderly couple on there, and one of them looks at me and they go, "Huh, isn't this really weird this weekend?" And I said, "Yes, it is." I said, "I wonder what those people are doing." I said, "I don't know, but I'm doing a show for them at 7. Man, their attitudes changed quickly.
I find it's a little more entertaining if I am in my travel clothes and there are other folks in there that, shall we say, are not with the con. I can have lots of fun with them because they will kind of look at me, especially the little old ladies. They'll kind of shy away and they'll say, "What's with all the animals?" And I'll say, "What animals, ma'am?" "Oh, the animals in the elevator!" "Do you feel okay, ma'am? Is there someone I should call? Would you like to sit down? I'll tell you what, let's take you outside. Are you on medication by chance?" Their heads just go, it's fun.
You know, I heard, trying to figure
Not high.
Oh, okay, this is better. I think you guys have seen me show up to cons a lot of the time. I'll still be wearing my work clothes. And yeah, I do get that every once in a while, but I got to experience one of those moments where the anger is actually building from something so horrific that somebody would say, but then the response. Because I got into an elevator, there were some people in the elevator, obviously a man and his wife. And as the door closed, the man looked over to his wife and said, "What the fuck do you think that those fags are doing this weekend?" And I was furious. I was about ready to say something when his wife looked at him and goes, "The same thing you were doing in college." I wanted to hug her.
Does anybody else smell toast burning? Nothing is more fun for me than to see those the stuffy, stuck-up people. I see they're in the elevator and the fursuiters get off, and I see them, and they start saying, "What is it with those people?" And the doors are closing. I think, my mom's in the elevator with them. Are you gonna drink this shit or not? Zeke went all the way upstairs to get it for you. It's called Slither. Or whatever the hell.
Slither PM?
It was so appetizing right until you said that part.
What, Zeke? It's bourbon. You should be able to drink it. Because you're from Kentucky. It's in your blood.
Do you need a taste tester? I volunteer.
Hey, it's not bourbon.
What? It's bourbon. Of course it's bourbon. It says bourbon.
Oh, I didn't know they made bourbon in Bavaria.
He's worried there's a little too much blood left in his alcohol system.
It is. Bavarian. It's Bavarian bourbon. I'll be goddamned.
Bourbon's not made in Bavaria.
Oh,
Bavaria!
It's only 4.3% alcohol.
That's 43%.
Oh. Slithers. Bavarian single malt whiskey distillery.
You read like I do.
Limitiere of Lages. Vertreib Lindenhammer for Pistisch. That's what it says.
Now, what does that mean?
It means shut up,
Poison.
Kage, and fuck you. That's exactly what it says.
That's a good bottle.
By the way, do you know how to say poison in German? Gift. If you're at the airport and they're asking what is this, don't say gift. And yeah, a present, not a gift. They take you aside if you say it's gift.
Speaking of airports, I want to be very clear. If it wasn't for the TSA, so much of my material would be old right now. The TSA is the comedian's gift that keeps fucking giving.
Present.
It's a national gift.
Present.
I know what I'm saying.
Okay.
I got to the Philadelphia airport to fly out here.
That's your first mistake.
In front of me was a little old lady and her husband, obviously going on vacation. They were such a cute couple. They go through the scanner. Her baggage pings for something. They began removing stuff from it. There were 2 bags of coffee that they swabbed for residue, and something tested positive. So they made her step back behind the line to be searched, her husband standing there. Now, our bags pinged for something as well. And as we are waiting for them to pull our bags to go through them, I look at the little old man and I say, well, it's clear to me from all the attention you're getting that the 2 of you are actually international fugitives. And he looks at me and he goes, I was a U.S. Marshal for 35 years and I'm retired now. Oh my God. You know what? I think I'm okay with ex-federal law enforcement who served all the way to retirement just getting on the fucking plane. Yeah, maybe there's 1 or 2 that may be a little disgruntled, but overall, I think the odds are good that they're okay. Now, they pinged my luggage because of my knee brace. On the scan, my knee brace, I wear a knee brace now because all of my pounds is going through my bad hip onto my knee, and I need it so I can not be in constant fucking pain when I walk. They pinged mine because of my knee brace. They go through my bag, which is also stuffed with all the t-shirts we brought to sell. So I'm standing there watching the TSA guy go through a pile of Boozy Badger fan club t-shirts. That's not fucking uncomfortable. And shirts that read, "Get thee behind me, furry Satan." To get to my knee brace. Now, I tried to sell him the 2 for $45 special. But for some reason, he wasn't interested. He clears me. He goes through my wife's luggage. You know what pinged? Fox and Pepper CDs. They had left a bunch of CDs at our house back in October. We returned to them. So yeah, the TSA now has us on like the furry trash watch list, I guess. We get through that. That little old lady is still fucking being searched.
Wow.
What the hell, guys? It's gotten to the point where I wish the bomb dogs are out every time I go to the airport. Not because it makes me feel safer, but because they stop making me take my fucking shoes off when the dogs are out. By the way, about the shirts, that's not a joke. We're selling them in the dealers did. One guy walked in today, I looked at him, I said, you really should buy a t-shirt. He said, dude, I'm going to be honest, I had no fucking clue who you were until last week. I said, that's cool because my desire for you to buy one of these shirts is not commensurate with the amount of knowledge you have of me as a person.
Did you buy one? Did you buy one?
Buy one for someone you hate and make them wear it during sex. I don't care.
Put that on a shirt.
You laugh, but at Furrydelphia last year, that's how I was selling the fucking shirts. A couple would come up to me, they're like, we like your stuff, and I go, that's wonderful. How about you buy a fan club t-shirt? They go, well, I wouldn't wear it anywhere. I go, well, are you a top or a bottom? They go, I'm mostly the bottom. I go, wonderful. Put it on backwards and make him look at my face while he fucks you.
Excuse me, they answered your question.
I sold every fucking shirt I brought to that guy.
Xander, I swear to fucking Christ, if I ever see a Boozy t-shirt in our closet, I will murder you.
If we get
I'll
enough
cut you a
donations-
deal.
No. We all know Xander only buys wine.
You all, by the way, I love you guys. I love it, like the cost of it. I did this show at Philadelphia. Do you guys know who Feral Hardware is? Or is it Primal or Primal Hardware is? They're a Bad Dragon competitor. Okay, and their owners were at Philadelphia, and they came up to stage and they gave me a cactus toy and a toy shaped like a light bulb. And I went, oh, those are really neat.
You didn't ask him what the bright idea was?
It gets better. I said, oh, those are really neat. I stuck them on the nightstand beside the bed in our room, right? I turned off the light that night. I said goodnight to my wife. I rolled over, and then I set both of mine and went, holy shit, it glows. The light bulb glows in the dark. In case your ass has a good idea. Now, the next morning, I took those down to the dealer's room table, and I put them on the dealer's room table while we were dealing, because they don't look like giant animal cocks. Therefore, they're probably okay to have in the general public. Until some little boy walks over, looks at them and goes, squishies! And looks and says, Daddy, can I get them? Can I get them? I said, oh, buddy, those aren't for sale. And he goes, oh, I said, yeah, I know. And he's like, do you know where I can get some? And I'm like, I do. But I don't think I want to tell you. So the kid starts to walk off, and I call Dad. I go, here's a business card for the website where you can buy those. And he goes, oh, thanks. And he puts it in his pocket, obviously without looking. Like an hour later, he walked back by my table, and he made eye contact with me, and he went, which was fine until I was talking to the Contra Charity liaison. And he looked at me and he said, hey, do you know why Steve from the Rescues pissed at you? I've given the Primal Hardware card to the accountant for the animal rescue.
Well, at least you know he can afford it.
By the way, I still have that light bulb.
Yeah, hold on. What happened to the cactus, Boozy? Oh my God, it's in the toilet, isn't it?
I decided it was too much like a feline to hold and keep around.
You give it to Sheba.
Give it to Sheba.
It was pegging gone wrong.
You know what's neat though? You look at it though, and like the cactus had a pot at the bottom. And the light bulb had like the screw plate that you have when you put lights in the ceiling in those old places, you know, that white thing that you screw it into. That was the mounting fixture. That was molded into the bottom. And I thought, oh, those are really neat, realistic details. And it wasn't until like a week later, like, oh, those are flared bases so they don't get stuck.
How do you know these things?
Because I follow Doc Wolverine on Twitter.
Okay, you were a furry before you read the porn. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, this is a moment I need to quote something, and I cannot remember if it was you or your magnificent wife who told me this quote when I was visiting. I don't remember it exactly because I think I was slightly inebriated. Was it you, or was it QM, who said, furry fandom is the community that we never realized we were looking for our entire lives?
Oh, that's definitely my wife. That's too bittersweet to be me.
More bitter than sweet. By the way, it's, since nobody's filming this, Some people have asked why Bad Dragon is no longer dealing at Anthrocon. I will state, first off, Bad Dragon, they were excellent attendees. We had no problem with Bad Dragon. The business relationship was perfectly good. They obeyed all the rules. The difficulty was in the items that they vend. Here's the issue. Anthrocon is under a much stronger media microscope than most other furry gatherings. And whereas many things I can simply dismiss as artwork, this was a little more difficult to just explain away.
They're sculptures.
Yeah, that's we tried that, didn't work.
We're really into light bulbs.
We just kind of gritted our teeth and pretended our creative as long as nobody asked about them. But the deciding factor came. One year when I arrived at Anthrocon, it's a tradition. Teamsters Local 267, Anthrocon and the Teamsters get along famously. When I arrive, the first thing I do is I go and greet the Teamsters. It's like the arrival ritual, because they're all waiting for me, and they know that there might be 20 cases of Iron City beer in the truck, but they're because they're happy to see us. And I went down to the hall in Hall B in the Lawrence Convention Center, and all the Teamsters say, "Hey, Sam, that guy Sam's here. All right, hey, Sam, great to see you." They grab me, they're clapping me on the back, all manly. "Oh, great to see you. Hey, dude, there's 3 pallets of dildos here with your name on it."
So when did the Bad Dragon supply arrive?
I feel like you could overcome this PR problem if you just got the right press with Bad Dragon. Have you considered suggesting the Bad Dragon Family Fun Center at Anthrocon? Imagine if the kids, while mom and dad shop, the kids can go play in the ball pit.
We would need to have some children to take some publicity photos with. Where could we find such children?
No, literally, guys, she doesn't know. If you see the baggage, would you let us know? They've been gone for days.
Which one do you want?
I want the little fucker that kept taking the Wi-Fi extender.
John.
How much?
You can have it.
Good.
Like no
You
shit.
can just make another one for shit's sake.
Like
Okay,
no
maybe another one
shit.
just like it.
This child has decided he's going to sleep in our bed most nights, so he gets out of his bed, he walks into our bed. The problem is once he's up for like an hour or two, and he always does like 1 or 2 in the morning. So I have taken to sleeping on the couch recently until we can break him of this, because I can't sit up for 3 hours at 3 in the morning. So what does he do now? He wakes up, he goes in the bedroom, he gets in the bed, I go down to the couch. He wakes up again and I'm gone. So now he comes downstairs looking for me. And he comes downstairs with the loudest fucking toy train you've ever seen.
Because he knows you lie.
And then he wakes me up and goes, "Train." And walks off. I want to say, and I know some of you out there are like, you can take the batteries out, guys. I don't know where the fucking batteries are on this thing. Like, there's no obvious place for batteries on it. I'm a little scared it's just been imbued with unholy power and sent to it.
Tamers take care of batteries all the time. Tamers.
Well, like I sent my in-laws a thank you note. Thank you for sending the train to Ezra. Next time, send baby Benadryl. By the way, I found out they took that off the market. They no longer sell Benadryl for children. Probably because of parents like me.
By the way, I was having a discussion with Pepper Coyote about your little Ezra.
Yes.
Pepper thought it would be appropriate for Ezra's birthday coming up to buy him a drum set.
That's fine. Look, but guys, my kid is Pepper Coyote at 3 years old. We've had this discussion in my fucking house.
He's got the beard and
Like,
everything.
he's with us. One moment we turn around, he's fucking gone, and all we hear is shit breaking in another room.
That's Pepper. Yeah.
Okay, if you've never seen Ezra, he is a charming, adorable child. He's 6'1" and 320 pounds, by the way. I just want you to know.
Do you guys know the Pepper Coyote Seattle story?
Which one?
Pepper, you're not here. Pepper?
No, Pepper.
I'll
Just
tell
one.
you. So Pepper was in Seattle, and they had gone wandering around Seattle looking for, let's just say flour. I'm gonna just say flour. So they're looking for weed, and they flour. Well, they were heading back, and they were at the bottom of a hill, looking up at, and they have been on stage for 2 days. They are exhausted. They are nowhere near the hotel. And standing at the bottom of this hill, looking up, Pepper goes, well, everyone's got a run button. You just need to know when to press it. And just went. Left everyone standing there, and Dixie goes, this is how he dies. We didn't see him again until the next day.
Because he overran the hotel and just kept going. That was the problem.
Pepper Coyote is interesting. I have a Pepper Coyote Seattle story.
Oh, please.
I flew out to Seattle to jump in a ball pit and leave.
Yes, he did.
While there, Pepper Coyote grabs me, yanks me aside, and says, hey, Boozy, let's go get some beer. Okay. I go, do you know where we can get some beer? He goes, yeah, there's a little shop I went to yesterday. Okay. It is dark out. We are in a major city. We start walking, and Pepper's taking lefts, and Pepper's taking rights, and Pepper's going straight for 2 blocks. And then Pepper stops and goes, huh, I'm not really sure where it was. We have walked away from downtown. We are not in downtown Seattle. As a matter of fact, we are past the point where you see grocery stores and banks, and we are in the area where you see bodegas and check cashing places. So I have no clue where we are, and I'm sitting there, and I look at Pepper, and I go, this is how we die, Pep. I'm gonna be calling Dixie. Where are you? I don't know, some guy made us do heroin. So we finally find place, like, I believe it's to a right, and I'm like, Pep, I believe it's to the right, is the sound of me getting raped in Seattle. We end up finding the place, we get the beers, we're heading back to the hotel. Motherfucker got lost on the way back to the hotel too. He's like, I don't remember whether it's a right or a left here. And I'm like, I should have paid better attention. But you assured me you knew the route back. So we're standing on the corner, and we're both holding 40s of beer. And Pep goes, well, okay then. Cracks open the 40 and walks into the middle of the goddamn street to start drinking it. I don't know why. We only found our way back to the hotel when some guy almost hit us, and I asked where the hotel was.
Pepper Coyote holds a very, very dear place in my heart for many, many reasons. But, do you know that, of course, at Anthropon, back behind stage, because we have to purchase any alcohol that's used on stage from the convention center, we have a big cooler backstage with the various alcohols for the various, okay, there's bourbon for Boozy, there's everything tequila there's wine for me. Starting last year, we had to put labels on all of it with the names on. That's called the Pepper Coyote rule. Because when I went backstage to get my wine and alkalized tequila and Boozy's bourbon, and all we found were empty bottles, and Pepper said, oh, I thought it was for everyone. I'm not making this up.
I want to point out every bottle in the green room has our name written on it. Every fucking, this isn't a new thing.
Yeah.
Every bottle in the green room. By the way, if you ever wonder, like, why you don't see us out and about on the floor at Anthrocon, it's because we do have a key to the green room where we can just kind of go for 5 fucking seconds and breathe. Because Anthrocon's a very, very busy convention, which last year is where Alkali and I got a dealer's table. Because we were sitting in the green room at 9 a.m. pouring a drink because fuck you. When I was taking a shit.
Wait, you were taking a shit in my green room?
There's a bathroom in the green room.
Oh, right, no, sorry, never mind.
And the Anthrocon Dealers Den Twitter account said, we have tables available. So I yelled from the bathroom, hey, Alkali, the Dealers Den has tables available. Do you want one? And he kicked in the bathroom door and screamed, yes.
It was 9 a.m. I was still drunk from the night before. Don't judge me.
Why did you have to kick the door in?
I wanted to make sure he could hear me.
I think he could hear you.
He is a very loud shitter.
Very loud. I've been able to hear you.
So we went.
That sounds about right.
We went to the Dealer's Den. We got a table. Unfortunately, despite telling us they had a full table, they did not have a full table. They had a half table. There's 2 of us, so we each got a quarter table. At which point I took this cane and laid it across the table to separate my merch from his merch. We began calling it the wall.
Anthrocon paid for the wall.
Hey, Alkaline, didn't you and Kage and Xander and all of them, didn't you guys all chip in for this game?
He did.
We did.
So in separating my things from the merchandise of the Dragon Show, I built a wall, and I made the Dragon Show pay for it.
Oh, we did! Son of a bitch!
The problem with Alkaline and I is when we get together, we have a lot of fun. And we're not quiet people.
No.
So the day after we get the table, Kage walks up to us, looks at us, and says, I'm glad you're having fun. Next year, please get an end cap away from everyone else. The other dealers are complaining that you're too loud.
The head of the dealer's den came up to me with a chart of where everyone was sitting and a big circle around us encompassing like 5 other booths. And this is the cone of volume that you have been. You need to stop. We did not stop.
No, we did not.
We accidentally ate shot glass. You see, the Dragon Show, being alcoholics, has been selling shot glasses for a while.
Yeah.
And Boozy, being a responsible adult, broke his shot glasses in transit. So, he needed a Boozy shot glass. So we drew all over a shot glass very loudly, which I did not know could happen. The people next to us know it can happen.
It really was. So this year we will be back at the Dealer's Den. We will be sharing table space again. But we've gotten a table away from everyone else.
Not so.
Oh, really?
I'm going to tell you a secret.
Oh, no.
I can tell them this, but yes. I think the Japanese have found us. No, here is the secret. We have certain dealers that, shall we say, are not pleasant to deal with. They give us trouble.
Oh, God, you're going to use us as the enforcers.
Not so much enforcers as that if people piss me off, they get next to you.
The cone of volume is punishment!
I'm bringing a kazoo!
What the hell do you mean, A? That sounds singular. You can buy in bulk, asshole.
I know the dealer.
Hey, Kage.
Speak of the devil.
This is from First Square.
Hey, Kage. Be prepared. Be very prepared. Kazoos are cheap, your con is large, and I don't have a lot of morals left.
It will be chiaroscuro that will have to deal with it.
This is gonna be funny.
I can't imagine where the kazoos came from.
Oh. The supplier is here. Hey, meet me in the parking lot by Batman.
Folks, that is all the time we have for this one. Stick around though, because at 11 o'clock the Dragon Show will be in here doing Dungeons and Dragons, their wonderful Dungeons and Dragons role-playing game. But we have one last thing that Erner has drawn. Erner has drawn a wonderful telegram sticker that is apparently me screaming,
Say it like he says it in the movie.
"You're tearing me apart, QM!"
Yay!
from the room. And he has asked that we auction it off now. Sir, I will ask if you will do the honors.
An original?
It's an original.
It's the original. All right.
Signed by me and QM.
Signed by Boozy and QM, an Erner original. You are tearing me apart, QM, and his tie looks like somebody peed down his tress. He's wearing a piss tie. We are going to...
Take a piss!
Take a piss! Take a piss!
Wash your piss! Wash your piss!
Wash your hands! Wash your hands!
Can I go now?
Wash your hands!
Oh, now.
We're very good at chanting. We are going to start the bidding on this original piece of art for a mere $50. 50 in the back. We've got 50 in the back for a brand new. For a totally original piece of art, $50 in the back. Do I hear 60? Do I hear 60 for a Boozy original where he has obviously been urinated on and it fell into the formation of a tie? 60 for the piss tie. All right. We got water sports over here. Are you into water sports too? Yes, but you don't have enough money, I understand. Well then, you're very into water sports. $65 for Piss Tie McGee. We've got $65 for everyone's Piss Tie McGee if you get to know him. We have a 70 in the back. Really into Piss Windsor nuts. All right, who wants the double nut? We're looking for $75 for a double piss nut. Come on, you saw the porn, now own the picture. $70 for the double piss nut. What are we at, 70? $70 going once. $70 going twice.
Snip, snip.
Sold for $70.
You're acting like you have some sort of victory back there.
They got the double Windsor piss knot. They won. Guys, this has been Monkey Knife Fights. Up here we have the glorious Uncle Kage! The unbelievable Boozy Barrister! My name is Alkali. Thank you very much, and good night.
Don't worry, we're not leaving. We've just got to go take a piss.
Take a piss! Take a piss! Take a piss! Take a piss!
Silver Gattoman, he bought me a coffee. Silver Gattoman, here is the song for thee. He likes to video all the panels at the cons. You should go and watch them whether they are short or long. Silver Gattoman, you video that's not a jibe. All of you go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe.